All right, greetings, fellow Wotv players. We are here today talking about some JP Wotv news. Thankfully, not too much, but we'll try and get through it relatively quickly, but with relative amount of accuracy. All right, so Chapter 3 is the big part of the new update, and obviously we will be celebrating, Book 3, Part 3 of the story, which is very exciting, but we also have a new event by the looks of it. I don't recognize this event anywhere, so unless I've just... the information has just blanked completely out of my mind. We have this event called a Defend Leonis Castle event, which is a event with a leaderboard attached to it and titles. Now, the exact format of it seems to be that it will have multiple difficulties, and different enemies will come and try to attack. Now, it makes mention in here of protecting the Leonis Gate. So the victory condition, the castle gate, or winning basically you have to defeat up to, looks like, a specific enemy. Defeat condition is allies are annihilated or the castle gate is destroyed. So this is a kind of escort, protect the target mission, and it's kind of neat to see something new. As for how it will play out, just have to wait and find out when the game is updated on Monday. But yeah, it looks like rewards can be obtained for the quests, and there will also be ultra difficulty ones for those trying to aim to get high scores and get specific titles. And it looks like the titles are to do with like just Defender of Leonis kind of thing. As for the enemies we can expect, looks like we'll be seeing elementals, bombs, skeletons, and bosses as well, such as Kraken, Earth Deer, or what is it, Elkirfurnace or something. The Earth Deer, I'm sure you'll know who I'm talking about, Europa, and the two-headed dragon. And weaknesses are displayed here as well as their elements. So it looks like magic, it looks like everything has multiple weaknesses, which is good because that will mean that what team you use can be a little bit more varied. Like, for instance, Kraken is weakened to magic as well as fist. Kyrannus, the Earth Deer, is weak to magic and slash, and down and such. So looks like you'll probably need a multi-elemental party, but again, we'll see once it's out. Now, next up is our job upgrades for this time, and I'm just gonna do it, and we're just gonna look at the JP screen. So first off, this time we're looking at Guru, Monk, Red Mage, and Sniper. I'll give some impressions about what they are and who are the big winners. So first, Guru. Guru looks to be upgrading quite a few of its abilities based on, like, basically being better at protecting. So you can see, like, for instance, height difference is one thing that's going up here with triple explosion, and also giving the additional effect of when the target is slapped, resistance down to all attributes. So it gets a little bit better in what it is capable of doing. Next up, number of self-defense training, which increases HP about its maximum HP and recovers by the amount. Will also, well, now it's also recovering the amount that it is increased by and raising the defense and spirit of the target. Also, number of uses up. Method of recovery, like one of the healing abilities, number of uses is up. Guru's knowledge will also now, it's saying that this one right here, basically the or sorry, it's this one, yeah. Looks like the magic attack down is going to be changing a little bit. Maybe it's just going to be considerably less. Don't know, but it does seem to be improving one of the support skills. Now, as for Minwoo and Resnick, they are two getting upgraded EX job abilities. Ultima for Minwu is now a sure hit ability, and also 3 turns own attack, or all attack type resistances, defense, and mental or spirit is increasing. So Minwu becomes more defensive. There is some stuff in here that looks like she'll also be able to do a little bit more offense, but I don't think Minwu's evaluation, unfortunately, is going to change too much into the positive. Resnick, however, is a slightly different story, as her EX ability also is going to allow Charm and Frostbite resistance, which is pretty big. Resnick was really good before, and she's still really good now. She is used still in lightning compositions. She's actually just a generally really good healer. Now that she can, have, Charm and Frostbite resistance from this ability, I think he just ended up all better. So in terms of Guru, overall the improvements are generally more on the defensive side, which is, to be fair, kind of thing, and there are many, of course, all the units will benefit from these things, but I think Resnick is the one that comes out looking the best from this one. Next up is Monk, and Monk has appeared in a few places, but none of them really come to mind off the top of my head. So looking at it, Chakra, which has a height up now, which is good. It can just be used a little bit more. Recovers a certain percentage of HP, and also gives a gradual HP recovery over multiple turns. So Chakra just is overall better now. Next up, a AoE ability. Now, the translation here I have is stomatology, and that is not right. So I'm just going to bring up Wotv calc to double check on that. We'll go to the next one. Resuscitation. Now, range height is getting +1, so it's easier to use. Also, it will now be recovering a large amount of HP, and the recovery rate when incapacitated is revised upward. So you can basically use it easier now, which, honestly is a good thing. And it's restoring more HP, puts it more to the positive of what it used to be, but I don't think it's going to be really that amazing. I think if it's the one I'm thinking of. I'm still looking on Wotv calc on Japanese side, but it should be the cure status effects. Now that it is a rhombus shape, and it has a range of 2 and a height increase, should be generally good, but I don't think it'll make that big of a difference. And next up, the Death Sentence ability, which is a little bit further down, right here. Death Sentence also gets an additional effect. Attack and magical power greatly reduce while the Death Sentence is in effect. Also own move +1 for 3 turns. So a little bit interesting. Death Sentence, run away. I mean, there's lots of range now, so I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference, but kind of interesting. All right, and next we have increase own defense penetration rate for multiple turns and greatly increase attack. So the attack booster ability from before is now also getting a defense penetration up. That's good for monks dealing damage. The wave attack can now make sure that it will hit its targets, as it is sure hit. This one right here. And last but not least, the support skill, one of the support skills, I should say, has been upgraded. So before it was increase strike attack power. Now it's also increasing attack too. Honestly, fine improvements for monk. Do I think it'll make big differences in most of the characters? Probably not. But there are 2 other upgrades for EXs. First of all, Ziza. Now Ziza's is going to be getting a range increase on it, and after targets, single targeted resistance down for 3 to 4 turns, also speed up for 3 turns. So a fine improvement, but Ziza wasn't really making the rounds anyway, and I don't think she will in PvP. Maybe PvE, but not here. And Mariluke, her EX is getting a range shape change from cross to rhombus. range up to 2, and height difference +1. I mean, these are fine, but I don't think that Monk is really going to turn too many heads. I mean, the big thing is probably the sure hit in the kit of all of monks who have the ability now, and, you know, overall just increase the amount of attack and potentially some bonuses for getting death sentence on some enemies, or if you can, but I don't think that there's anything too revolutionary here, at least not on initial examination. Red Mage is up next, and Red Mage has a slew of upgrades, but first of all, let's just talk about the big disappointment here. No upgrade for Adelard. So fans of Adelard, I'm sorry, you're going to have to wait a little bit. This could be maybe because we know that Adelard is getting a brand new version and at some point in the future. So maybe that's why they have kind of excluded him for now, or just because he's too awesome. See? We could talk about the EX, but I should probably wait a little bit later. So I guess I'll start down here. Red Mage's support skill that was magic attack resistance up will also be getting spirit up as we're going up. Fast cast now has a haste effect that will increase the speed at which CT is accumulated, and also, additional effect, increase single target attack resistance while under the haste effect. And maybe that's actually okay to give some benefits for a while. Magic Jammer will also be getting, you know, just the best ability in Red Mage, raises own spirit for 3 turns, which, okay, I guess. I mean, that seems to be the general feeling of where Red Mage is being increased to. And last but not least, Resist Break will have the ability of giving Red Mage the ability to release the target's re-raise and 2 consecutive magic-based damage after 3 turns with spirit down. So Resist Break, kind of interesting. Multi-hitter now, and just releasing re-raise is also kind of good. It does give a little more functionality. Overall, Red Mage feels very, very defensive, and Miranda is the only one to get a EX ability upgraded, now with a range up to 4, a range height increased up to 2, an area effect now of diamond with area of 2. Miranda gets a pretty nice little upgrade here. Red Mage overall feels more like it's trending more and more to being just defensive though, which is okay, but I don't know. I remain kind of unimpressed because there are just better water units right now. Probably Miranda will slot into some PvE content a lot better, but this might just be a upgrade towards enemies. If enemies, Red Mages are just rampant, they're just kind of more difficult to kill now. All right, so I think that, you know, Red Mage overall, again, nice upgrades, just like Monk. Don't think it will be making too much difference, but okay. And last but not least, Sniper. And these abilities could be hinting towards some potential unit stuff the following week, especially Sniper. If one of the Void characters, which is the Assassin, turns out to be our next character that we're getting on JP, well, Sniper makes a pretty logical sense for her to have because it's kind of Assassin themed, but we'll see. Anyway, so what do we have? First off, damage to target with the move decrease status for 3 turns will now be getting just a damage increase. That's fine. Dispel arrow, I think is what it is. Dispel will be getting decreased in the total cost that it will cost now. So from 40 to 34, a fine decrease since there are other ways of decreasing AAP costs. So you don't want to make it too good probably. Barrier breaking arrow will also greatly reduce reaction ability rate for 3 turns. Interesting to see the total value on that. And then we just have 3 EX abilities. So Sniper, obviously, you know, a little bit newer of a job. probably doesn't need as big of an increase. So first off, actual winter unit. Winter Victoria will be her EX ability dealt medium damage before. Now it's also decreasing shooting attack resistance of target within range for 3 turns, as well as decreasing attack power and magic power. This feels actually very, very relevant. Winter Victoria was not bad, just kind of a little bit outclassed by some of the other units. And with the upgrades, this might be totally relevant. Also, if you consider that something that you could do is put her on a team with Alaya and Eliza very easily, and just have an entire UR ranged party, that's actually pretty tempting and appealing to do. Just because, honestly, I mean, you could leverage a lot of range attack. If the map is good and everything, I don't see why not. This seems really great. Water and Ice has great synergy. I think Winter Victoria actually looks pretty cool, and that's just a lot of support for the other units also dealing damage, so cool. As for the other EXs, Cowl will be also getting his EX will also, so it was sure hit before and dealt large damage, but now it's also reducing the target's attack resistance for 3 turns, and I believe it's single attack resistance, not AoE attack resistance. Let me just, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm reading the kanji right and my notes are correct. If so, good. Just generally good. Cowl felt underrepresented, so nice upgrade. Don't think it hit again will probably mean too much in PvP because Wind has a very definitive team right now, and this is not the unit that feels like it's going to take that place. And last but not least, Niv. Niv is getting her EX also to greatly increase shooting attack for 1 turn and decrease AP consumption for 3 turns, which, fine. I don't think that this is incredible. It would be nice if the increase for attack lasted a few extra turns, but Niv's kind of needed a sure hit ability more than anything. I mean, maybe they're just trying to keep it a little more balanced. Lightning, again, has more flexibility to what units it put on the team. I mean, this is nice, and I think for Niv, in terms of PvE content, this is really good. But in terms of PvP, probably not going to make a splash. So if we were to just summarize these job upgrades very quickly at the end of this video, because, oh god, how did we get to 20 minutes already? Sniper feels like it's going to continue to be really good. Didn't get that many upgrades, but especially the Winter Victoria I think is looking the best. Cowl and Niv will continue to be useful in their respective places and just are better now, but overall Sniper, pretty good upgrade. Red Mage and Monk are more modernized now but don't feel like they're going to really break the mold or bring those jobs back. As for Guru, I think Guru might be the most relevant here just because of Resnick. I honestly think that Resnick is one of the best units just kind of around that is just stuck in there. He reminds me of Ayaka from just how long she has been relevant to various various teams in the game, and I think she'll be relevant going forward quite nicely. I mean, just getting that kind of status effect protection against 2 major in the meta status effect, not Toad though, is generally nice. But honestly, these upgrades feel just fine for now, and might become more relevant when we see some newer units pop up a month, especially around, you say it with me, anniversary time. So thanks so much for watching, thanks for supporting the channel, and I'll see you next time. Also, let me know what you think in the comments below about what you think of certain jobs. But yeah, that's it.